all the SQL topics we have. So, okay. So yesterday introduction happened, right? So good morning, everyone. So today the topics will be covered, so what are all the topics we are going to cover during this class? Okay, we'll discuss about the SQL Server, what are all the SQL Server versions we have currently, and up to when we will be having the support from the Microsoft, all those, and what are all the versions of the SQL Server, what are the versions of the, editions of the SQL servers, all the stuff. And if we have a time, so we'll also discuss about a little bit on installation part. So where we can download the SQL Server and how to install all the stuff. Okay. So SQL Server is a structured query language, Andy. So let me, yeah. So SQL we have two only main. So our job is to maintain the database. So once the database is up and running, then only application will run. So we need to make sure database should be available 24/7. So that is our job. Okay. So as a database administrator. So in SQL, so we have multiple versions and multiple editions and so what are all the versions and what are all the editions we have in SQL Server? So we are going to discuss today. And once we'll discuss about those, then you will get an idea. So SQL Server editions and so we have so mainly few editions. So main edition is so enterprise edition and enterprise. So enterprise is a costly edition and we have so it is topmost edition. So you will be having each and every feature of the SQL Server. So this will be mainly used for production and prod. So when you have a production server configuration, so most of the companies will use enterprise edition. So some companies they will also use based on their requirement. If they don't want to use any enterprise edition feature, so some other companies might be used for standard edition also. So this is the topmost edition and which will be used for mostly production. Okay, it is clear, Andy. Next is standard edition. So this will be used for test. So test server and some companies will use for production also only. So based on their requirement. So if you don't use any production and enterprise edition features, then it will be so it cost wise. So if you compare enterprise edition, it will be like for a year $32,000 only. You need to pay Microsoft. Okay. So when it comes to Standard edition, so it will be half of the price and 14,000 USD. Okay, so if you are not using enterprise uh, future, then it is waste of your money, right? So for that reason, people will use standard edition and so they will save half of the money and they will use standard edition features. So most of the feature will be available compared to enterprise and standard, but cost wise it is different. Okay, so next version is developer and developer edition. So this will be used for mostly development development purpose only. It is free of cost. You can download it and you can use it for your practice. So okay, so this will be mostly commonly used for a development environment, so which is free, so you can use it. Okay, so you don't need to pay anything for this. Next is Express Edition and Express Edition. So this is also free and so this one we if you download this one, so we will be not having SQL agent and agent is what is SQL agent. You'll get to know co- coming classes. So SQL agent will be used for to so for example we need to maintain some activities on SQL Server, right? So for that we will create some jobs and some jobs to take the backup and some jobs to do some maintenance activities, right? That maintenance activities will not be done by using Express Edition. So that is why, so uh, some people will use, so if they don't want to maintain, so because we don't have SQL Server agent here. So and moreover, so if you install Express Edition, so maximum RAM you can use only 2 GB and so more than 2 GB you can't use it. You cannot expand RAM for this edition. So that is what. Okay, got it? Any doubts up to now, guys? Hello.
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, thank
No
you.
doubt.
Next is uh, we also have business intelligence and intelligence. So in this edition mainly, so this will this ed, this version this edition mainly used for developers only. Here we will be using for to develop the packages SSIS, SSRS, SSAS and so these are all the packages. So we will be using to develop the package to bring the data from other databases and like for example Oracle we have, DB2 we have, MongoDB we have, other databases we will be having, right? So by using these packages we'll pull the data from other databases and then by using ETL tools we will insert into our SQL Server database and so this will be covered briefly. We will discuss all this in coming days. Okay. So this is one of the edition and the business intelligence. Okay. And also we have a mobile edition and so these are all the editions which we need to know what all the editions are available. So this will be we are not going to use anywhere and okay mobile edition and apart from this that's it, and we don't have any other addition. We will be having other addition, but we don't use anywhere in our okay day-to-day life. Okay, these are all the main editions you have to know. So one is enterprise edition, so which will be used for mostly for production environment. So it is cost-wise it is high, and you can expand up to So RAM you can expand Andy. So we can expand RAM and we can do whatever we want. So it is like so you are free to go. So for example, you will be having database size is more than 10 or 20 TB. So most of the people, I mean, as a professional DBA, you need to recommend Enterprise Edition Andy. Okay. So when it comes to standard edition, so here some restrictions will be available Andy. So what all the restrictions means? So you cannot go beyond 128 GB RAM. I mean, so more than uh, yeah. So 128 GB RAM, you cannot expand. And when it comes to database size, if it is more than 5 TB, so you will face some issues and the performance related issues. So those kind of issues you will face. So that is why, so when it comes to production environment, if we have a database size more than 10 TB, so most of the people will recommend for enterprise edition and as a DBA, you need to recommend application team. Okay. So let me give you one real-time scenario. I mean, how you can understand, Andy. Okay, sorry. For example, if you are doing any shopping, Andy, so I'm just giving you guys brief info. So how does database works in a backend? Okay, so this is so you are doing some shopping, Andy, shopping on Flipkart. So ultimately, here you are getting something, right? These are all the things you are getting. So when it comes to here, you want to buy some mobiles, you will open this, right? So from the back end, so all this data will be stored in the database and in our database. So whatever you are clicking, so this all this information will be coming from database side and so that is what I just want to explain you guys. So what will happen, so once you go create a database, so inside the database, you will insert some data, right? So you will create some tables, all those things, whatever the required for this particular application. So once it is done and the database is go to live, so from the application perspective, what they will do, what we will do, we will give the database credential and the username and password to communicate from application to database. So once it is established, so then the data will be, so the application will start running and then data will be displayed in the front side and okay. Is it okay, guys? Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Clear, right?
Yes, yes, clear.
Thank you. So next, next is SQL Server versions and what are all the versions we have? Okay. So we have multiple versions, Andy. But the thing is, so mostly, so for you guys, so you should know from SQL Server 2000 onwards. So when you when you check here, so we will have a multiple and multiple versions like see 6.5 onwards we have. Okay, so 6.5, so say 7 is there, and from 2000. Okay, SQL Server 2000 and SQL Server 2000. So it was so we have a concept up to 2016. So we have a service pack and SP. See, SP means service pack from 2017 onwards. So it has been removed one day. So it is interview question. So each and every topic we will cover at the end of the topic. We will be covering. So what are all the interview questions will be asked during the interview. So those things will be covered and okay. So we have multiple SQL versions and so SQL Server 2000. Okay. So SQL Server 2000. So version is 8.0 only. So this by using this number only we will identify. Okay, version is 8.0. Okay, so we have a SQL Server 2005 అండి. ఓకే, వర్షన్ 9.0 అండి. ఓకే, see here SQL Server 2000. So version is 8 అండి. Build version number. Okay, SQL next is SQL Server 2005 9. So it will next is SQL Server 2008 అండి. Okay, SQL Server 2008. SQL Server 2008 we version number is 10 అండి. See version 10 అండి. Next we have SQL Server 2008 R2 అండి. R2. So version is 10.5. Okay, version 10.5. Next we have SQL Server 2012. Okay, SQL Server 2012 అండి 11 version. Okay, next we have SQL Server 2014 అండి, version is 12. SQL Server 2016 అండి 13 అండి version number. SQL Server 2017. So version is 14. Next SQL Server 2019 అండి, version is 15. SQL Server 2022 అండి, latest one. So version is 16. Okay, these are all the SQL Server versions we have it in market అండి. Okay, so each and every version, for example, if you build any software, for example, if you are installing any software in your mobile, every month or some quarterly ones we will be having some updates, right? So I'm just taking an example, guys, so then you guys can understand. Okay, that is why I'm taking a mobile example. So every mobile will be having quarterly one some patches, right? So likewise in SQL Server also we will be having patches, guys. So what are all the patches we will be having means, so quarterly ones. So if for example if you are having some issues on SQL Server side, so you will reach out to the Microsoft team only. So they will provide you guys instant solution. So that is called as a uh, cumulative update అండి. I mean not hot fix అండి, sorry, hot fix, hot fix. Okay, so instant solution అండి, instant solution. Okay, instant solution from Microsoft only. So that is called as a hot fix. They will give you some hot fix, so we will apply from database side, so the issue will be resolved. That is called as hot fix only. So what they will do, for example we have an issue, we reach out to Microsoft only, so they have given some hot fix. Likewise, so all over the world, so multiple people will have multiple issues, right? Those all those things will be combined, and quarterly once they will release CU only. CU means cumulative updates only. Okay, okay, cumulative updates, guys. So cumulative updates means all the hot fixes will be combined into cumulative updates, and then they will release quarterly once one patch and day. So so once you will apply this cumulative updates, so all the hot fixes, what all the issues will be there, so those issues will be covered in cumulative updates only. So if you install in a SQL Server. Okay, next is after cumulative update, so we will be having ESP and service packs and okay. Okay, service packs means for example, this one cumulative updates are releasing quarterly once, right? So 6 months or 1 year once. So based on their requirement, so Microsoft will release service packs and service packs. So all the cumulative updates will be, so if you install service packs, all the hot fix and cumulative whatever the changes have been there, so it will be available in the service packs only. So if you apply service pack, so we have service pack uh, every version up to 2016 and up to 2016 we have SP1, SP2, service pack 1, SP3 and SP4 and okay, up to SP4 only we will be having. From 2017 onwards, this concept has been removed and so we only have cumulative updates from SQL 2017 onwards and only CU cumulative updates only we have. Okay, so up to 2016 we have SP Sunday service packs. From 2017 onwards, so it is interview question only. So the interviewer will ask what is the latest so do you apply service pack on 2017? So you should say no. So from 2017 onwards, so the service pack concept has been removed. So CU cumulative updates will be available. Okay, that's it, Andy. So that is what how the that is what about the patches and cumulative updates and hot fixes, Andy. Okay. So next is, so what are all the major changes? What are all the major changes from version to version, Andy? So for example, so here 2000 is there version 2000 version to 2005. So there will be some changes, right? So, for example, if you take your mobile, so one version to other version, you will be having some versions. Right, some changes. For example, some RAM changes will be there. Something like features. So some features will be enabled. So likewise, so each and every version, so there will be some improvements and then some features will be added and so for example, if you take SQL Server 2000 version, so it is like it has been developed and we have only so to connect the SQL Server 2000, so we don't have currently we have SSMS and so for 2000 and 2005, if you want to connect, so SQL, so you need it inbuilt software will be there. SQL, uh, so you need to connect through that tool only, and then you don't have a separate SSMS for this. So currently we have it SSMS tool. So when it comes to 2000 version, so we were not having SQL Server SSMS tool, and SSMS mean uh, to connect the SQL and SSMS. Okay, to connect the SQL server. So we need SSMS tool and okay. So in SQL Server 2000 version, so we were having one of the internal tool, so which is called as uh, I forgot the name, but the tool name is let me check. Anyway, I will tell you guys later. Okay, don't waste time on that. So it is not a so we need to see, we need to use that tool and then connect. And moreover guys, so you will be having SQL server agent also, you will not have. So if you want to uh, maintain any jobs, so you will be having, so you need to create maintenance plans and so from 2000 and 2005. Guys, please reconnect after 10 minutes, okay? So our Zoom upgrade has last night it has finished. So I forgot to enable, okay? Okay, guys. So 2000 and 2005, so same Monday. So 2000 to 2005, so we have a little changes. So from 2005 onwards, we were having SQL Server agent only. So by using agent, we were able to configure. So that is the major change. And when it comes to 2008 R2, so so few features added only. Like for example, from store position level, few other things has been added, and other stuff so mainly from 2008 to 2008 R2, so there is small changes only. So only this version you will find 2008 and 2008 R2. Okay, so when it comes to 2012, here one of the biggest change happened Andy. So always on availability. So always on availability has been introduced from SQL Server 2012 onwards only. So we don't have, so here you have to log shipping concept is there. So high availability features we have HA, like for example log shipping we have mirroring, and also we have one other feature clustering we have only. These are all high availability feature only. So log shipping and mirroring and replication also we have on a database. Okay. So up to replication, so this concept will be covered during on database level only. When it comes to clustering, it is server level high availability. Okay, and in coming classes we will cover only. So all these features are available from 2005 onwards only. Okay, log shipping. So when it comes to 2012, so always on availability has been introduced. So and as so this is one of the high availability feature and database. So this main core of this always and availability, it has been taken idea from the mirroring only. But the thing is, so when it comes to clustering, it is very costly, so which will be done server level only. If your Windows, for example, one server is failed, so other server will be online. So by using clustering, so likewise, so both mirroring as well as clustering, so both the concept has been taken and then developed always on availability only. So which will be so database level high availability. So you will have a application available at 99.9% only application availability. If you use always an availability, the application availability will be there 99.9% only. So that is why most of the people nowadays recommend always an availability. Okay. This is SQL Server 2014. So SQL Server 2014. So there was some new features and already existing 2012. So they have improved when it comes performance level and so we were having some issues and moreover. So I will show you uh, after this. So s- see up to 2012 we don't have any, right now we don't have any support only. This one also ended July last year July only. So if you have any SQL Server editions, I mean versions, all these versions, so you will not get support from Microsoft only, because the support from Microsoft has been expired up to 2012. Now we have only 2014 onwards Microsoft is supporting only. So any product, so some expire will be there, right? So likewise, so up to 2012, so last year July it has been ended and Microsoft. If you have any issues, if you are still using 2012, So Microsoft will not support, and if you have any support, for example, as I told you earlier, so we will reach out to the Microsoft if we have any issues, then they will give some hard fixes, right? So likewise, if we have still SQL Server 2012, if you reach out to the Microsoft, they will not support on this version. Okay, so all the above versions, all the above from up to 2012, from 2000 to 2012, so Microsoft will not support only because this particular product uh, I mean time has been expired only. Okay, so there will be no support from Microsoft side. Okay guys, so from 2014, so we have still 2014, we have still one more 2 more years we have support, so we'll discuss this on details. And from 2016 also we have, so 2016 mainly few features has been enabled only. One is main feature is query store only, query store. So what is query store? So we'll discuss more on upcoming days only, like just a brief info. So query store will be used for to check the, for example, from the application side or some developer, they will run some queries to database, right? So once you run the query, so query plan will be generated, and then based on the query plan, that the query will run and fetch the data and display it into your system only. So what is query store will do? It will capture each and every query uh, plan and insert into the database. So if you have any performance related issues, then you can go and look into the query plan based on that query plan. So you can also force the SQL from the SQL server side. You can force that particular query. If that particular query causing some performance related issues, you can change that particular plan from our side and then force it to use other plan so that the particular query will run faster by using the query store. So it will capture, and by using this we can analyze and we can come up with the performance related issues this is one of the good feature in SQL Server. And from 2000, here also we have extended events extended events. Extended event. So extended events means, so we can use this extended events to capture the what is going on SQL Server only. So for example, if you are using SQL Server, you will have some blockings. For example, blocking means, so if you are running multiple queries, so it has to run one by one, right? So if all the queries will run one time means, so SQL Server will not able to uh, tolerate, right? So likewise, so for example, so one by one, so locking system will be there. Based on locking system, one by one resource will be done. Once one resource will be completed, then other resource will be released. So likewise, so by using extended events, so we can capture those things what are all the blockings available, what is how the, so if any deadlocks is there, so we can capture that. For example, if any long running queries are running, we can by using extended events we can fetch those long running queries. So all this will be uh, used. So for example, if you capture all those things, if any missing indexes is there, so all these things if you capture and if you provide this information to the application team or developer, so then they will work on that, and then database performance will be good by using extended events. So we will explain you how to configure these extended events, all those things okay, please rejoin guys, so we'll discuss more a little more. So okay, so next is SQL Server 2017 so as I told you guys, SQL Server 2017, so